Hello and welcome in to the SorareData Game Week 8 or 492 preview. I'm Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare. Joined today by Mr. Quinny 3001, filling in for Harry Trades, who is in the chat here. But I also think he's driving. So Harry, please be careful. Be careful. Quinny, good to see you.
Pleasure as well, mate. Thanks for the invite. Good to be back. Good to be back on the SorareData preview show. It's been a long time. But looking forward to it. Where I've got the light at the end of the tunnel, for the internationals. We can just about see it closing out there, and we can drop the Game Week 8 chat when that's done. Really, can't we?
We can. Yeah, today's the last, tomorrow. The deadline is in 22 hours and 59 minutes, and we'll go back to our regular game weeks that we all know and love, including even numbers on the weekends. Everybody can celebrate that. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Toby said, kind of scared to look at my lineups for this game week. Been selling a decent chunk of cards, so I have a feeling it might be very short on keepers. Selling keepers, that's always the danger. All of a sudden, you go to make lineups, and you're like, ooh, look at all these outfielders, and not a goalie to be seen. Ricky, what's up? Alex, thanks for coming in. Bob Franklin, fourth. Finally, Bob Franklin knocked off the podium. Took a valiant effort from Toby, Ricky, and Alex. But Bob, thank you for coming in. Stefan, what's up? Jay Blaze, that's right. Quinny is here. Mike Baston, what's up? We already saw Harry. Hoodwink, thanks for coming in. Jay Blaze, Nixon. Hoodwink said, I heard a rumor that Harry was the one who punched Darwin Nunez.
100%. 100% it was Harry, wasn't it?
Just no doubt at all.
Yeah. Harry's definitely the sort of guy that will see the riot and go into it. That's definitely.
You don't think he started it?
Oh, he does have a bit of that in him. He could have started it. He could have.
The dark side of Harry Trades that we all didn't know. Quinny knows the secrets.
Yeah, that's it. It's just that inner football hooligan in him. It's like activating the sleeper cell kind of thing. Where he goes into mode. Yeah,
you can take the hooliganism out of the boy, or the boy away from the hooligans, but you can't take the hooligan out of the boy. Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, Ryan, what's up? Pascal, it's Wilson. Tuggy, Nemesis, Agent Cooper, Ollie Watkins, the hero. Yeah. Oh, Toby, update. The keeper situation, not as bad as I feared. Let's go. Whoop, whoop. PSU and Harry, name two bigger hooligans.
Oh, yeah. You could definitely see Harry and PSU, seeing a football factory kind of setting where they meet somewhere before the game, and there's 8 versus 8 or something. You could definitely see Sean at the front of the line, right, shoot, I'm not going to swear, but you can imagine, can't you?
That's the so rare content we all want to see. Some back alley matchups between, never mind. I'm not even going to get into it. That's not why we're here. We're also not here to talk about an announcement that's supposed to come today and has not yet. My guess is it comes during this show because that's just what they do. I will be live later today, for those of you who are watching this live, with Black talking about it. We're going live in 3 hours? 3 hours from now, 1 p.m. Eastern. But who knows if we'll get an announcement probably during this show. But anyway, we're here to talk about Game Week 492. And Quinny, if there's ever a so rare example of a game week, Peru, Norway, China, Mexico, and Japan represent the 5 teams at the top of our odds chart here.
Yeah, that's just screams of summer, doesn't it?
This is the first week of Peru, I learned earlier this week from Tuggy, actually, who's very excited.
Universitario, these wee funny calendars, they've all got their little moment in the sun where the people that have got them just rub their hands together and they go, yeah. And at home, opening game of the season as well, we got to think, it'll be it's when everything's possible, they've not lost. So
peak hope right here. See, he's already excited. This is a Tuggy game week. We still have all of our regular competitions like All-Star and all the cap modes. So Universitario can still kind of destroy the hopes and dreams of everybody else going into the game week. It is a very big contender game week, speaking of Peru, because they are there.
Yep.
But it feels like 90% of the teams playing this game week is in contenders. And Tuggy also excited because Sanfrecce, and as he points out here and pointed out to me earlier this week, Hayato Araki is back. Finally.
Nice.
Shows
I've got myself a Mitsuta, so anything positive for Sanfrecce is good for me.
Yeah, well, yeah. They had a cup match earlier this week. Sho Sasaki, who has been awful in J League matches, of course, had a brace, and hopefully he carries that over. But anyway, it's not a ton of cards. Universitario does have cards. Brand do not. Shanghai Shenhua. Which team is this? Is this Maxime?
Giancarlos Teixeira.
Oh, and Manafa. Yeah.
Manafa.
He's been crushing.
Yeah. I got that Teixeira not that long ago for like 50 quid because his contract was up in December, but he's renewed. And ever since he's renewed and came back from an injury, he can't break 50.
He's easing his way back in after the surely heavy contract negotiations. I mean, that's pretty good without a decisive, Quinny.
I bought in the DNP field there between the, the good and the bad. So
yeah,
you always take those scores a bit more personally, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. But maybe this is the week against Zhengquan Yatai.
74% chance to win. I bloody hope so.
Yeah. Or at least high scoring. That's all you really need. If you don't have Manafa, that is. Let's see. Budo need a big one this week. Shandong Luing, I believe, is Vaco's team. Oh, hold on. There we go.
I just seen a team there called Sport Boys. I've never seen them on the game week preview.
Peru.
That's a Sorare Rangers club right there, isn't it?
Do you think this is actually their badge? It looks like a temporary one, but I think it is.
Can I just say, right, I've been dying to say this for a long time, right? Sorare Rangers is easily like one of my favourite things to listen to every week, right? And I think almost every week without fail, there's a moment, especially if I'm listening to it, like as I'm doing something, where I will actually be stopped in my tracks by laughter, right? And what just came to my mind when that Sport Boys thing came up there was when you were talking about, was it Universitario type of teams or something? But you were talking about, is it named after like a university and all that kind of chat? And yeah, I was absolutely howling. So if I seen that Sport Boys, it just jumped right out at me there. That's an Andrews team.
I really thought you were going to bring up Young Boys somehow, and I knew that there was somewhere where Andy has made an inappropriate comment about that, but thankfully it didn't. How about that?
Yeah.
Anyway, full J League, I think, full K League, maybe. It's a lot of them. We got Liga MX. It is deep in contenders this week.
Oh, yeah. Lots of teams. I'm sure Laird will be back in a second. I hate it when this happens when it's
European level.
Oh, I'm away.
I'm not sure what happened there.
There we go.
Contenders fighting back. But I was going to say, it makes you realize how many teams there are in contenders, that this list is so long and we don't have any of the like second division Europe teams, no Austria. And you're just like, man, so many teams. Russia.
Yeah, it's a busy region. And like it's funny, right? It's also like you mentioned before, we've got the cat modes and everything still open. I've not been playing regions in the summer with my like American cards, and I've got like a little bit of a contender footprint in Asia. Pardon me, in the summer. I've been sticking with the cat modes and everything. But seeing how big it is, like the prize pools must be pretty chunky, for card payouts with the amount of teams, like you say, there, Mexico, Universitario, Japan, Korea.
So my only hesitation is that like a ton of these are unlicensed or not minted. Like Club America have players, they're unlicensed. Toluca, sure. We don't have cards. All the Chinese teams, we don't. K-League and J-League, we obviously do. But let's see what we got here.
Oh. Ooh.
I don't know why they do this when... Oh, yeah, this.
You really never go on Sorare, do you? You're always on SorareData.
It's not time to put my lineups in. That's why I'm not on it. There we go. Yeah, I got relegated twice last week.
Ouch.
Big ouch. One was the Houston game, which drove me nuts because they didn't even play. Here we go. What's the easiest way to like look at a prize pool? There we go. So Division 1 paying down to 46th, 3 stars. Who do you think the
130
top star
participants.
is? Who's the top star in Contender right now?
It's going to have to be like a top J League guy, probably. Just thinking about the teams we've already seen.
One I thought was, oh, okay. I was going to say Joe Hyung Woo from Ulsan.
Yeah, nice.
Goalkeeper. No, is this guy a goalie?
No idea.
No clue. Lucas Pereira.
Polish.
Midfielder. This guy is a star?
Scores like a goalkeeper.
Maybe I just won't win this week. Who are these guys?
Yeah, not much going on up there, is there? I won Mitsuta the other day. I think he was a tier 1 bot. Yeah, or a tier 2 maybe. I don't think it was... what did I win him as? SO5 stats, isn't it? A tier 2 from All-Star, Mitsuta.
That's pretty good. Oh, I forgot Sassuolo got relegated. I'm like, what is Berardi doing here?
I bought him as well recently because it's a kind of win-win. If he does stay, I don't think he is. I'm pretty sure he's even gave up his shirt number, by the way. I'm sure I've seen a post talking about the number 10 that Sassuolo is so important and something. I didn't read the full thing, but typical attention span on Twitter, But, but if he stays, then he's like a good player to play with Celtic stuff. And if he goes back to champion, then you can see his scores at a crap team, never mind a good team. So
yep. Man, this is... Why do I play Contender again?
For when it's European, because then you get the Scottish cards, obviously, in Croatia and Austria, all the fun ones.
Hoodwing said, good to see other cards in the Contender prize pool. I got an 8-pound K-League guy injured long-term for finishing 8th in rare. I mean, injured long-term should mean you get a swap.
Yeah. Fair.
All right, let's turn the tide here and get a little more excited with MLS in Challengers. Bahia top, they're in Brazil, but then we've got Houston, Cincinnati, LAFC, DC9, St. Louis. Brazil and MLS, Brasileiro and MLS, the only things going right now, and it's not even much Brasileiro. In fact, it's just 2 matches. Cruzeiro, look at this. Got back-to-back Red Bulls. Are they back? Oh, here they are. New York Red Bull and Bragantino. Sure.
That's fun. Yeah, that's fun. MLS had a wee bit of a fixture pile-up the last time they were playing. There was midweek weekend. So they've had a wee kind of midweek off, so it might be a bit easier to get some teams together and know what players are kind of coming in now, especially with some news filtering out throughout this week for guys maybe coming in and out of injury and such. So good week for MLS cards.
What do the prize pools look like?
That's a full league. A lot of teams.
It should be, yeah. Let's see. Classic D1, 2 stars. Is it just Messi? Ooh. This feels more like a star.
It feels more like a prize pool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For sure. Joey Veerman. Yeah. Buanga. That's lovely.
Well, there's a little bit of a weird one, but I guess they've officially relegated Burnley.
Yeah, they have. Good spot.
Toby does want to point out there was Open Cup midweek, US Open Cup, and I believe I saw Lorenzo Insigne and Federico Bernardeschi both started in their. I assume that's a Canadian Cup match that they played. What did they play? Yeah, Canadian Championship. Oh, and they lost. Yeah, Insigne and Bernardeschi both played.
That's so funny.
Yeah, Bernardeschi went off at some point. But yeah, I forget was it Sporting Kansas City also might have played? Is that going to work? Oh, yeah, let's go.
Quarterfinal. Okay, so it might not have been a full kind of raft of teams playing then.
Not everybody, yeah. But here, Shallowy, Tommy, Russell, they all played.
Jeff, what are you doing? Did he even get subbed off as well?
Nope.
That's a nightmare.
Not Russell, yeah. Martin Pass still there. Need him to go. Get Jimmy Maurer in. Let's go. Oh, Germ, Mr. FC Dallas. Dallas played 120 and we'll have another midweek game next week. So they could heavily rotate this weekend against the Galaxy. Ricky Pooch, 100 incoming. Surely he's got to be high on the pick score list. Was that game in Dallas?
No, I think it was SKC it was at.
No, sorry. The Galaxy game. It is
Dallas at home.
Yeah, Dallas at home.
Expected lineup for the weekend for Kansas still shows Russell's been fine. But yeah, dicey.
Johnny Russell's never like totally fine.
No, fair. He's not really been the same player this year either. He's not really got the decisives behind him yet.
Mike said Dallas better get a better keeper than Maurer if Pass leaves or Matrick. Get out. It's a Jimmy season. Please. Anyway.
One day the MLS clubs will have completely purged themselves of the Maurers and the Clarks and the, like McMaths, Yarboroughs, all these keepers. One day they'll be, extinct. There'll be no more random MLS keepers that are not actually that great. We'll all have somebody at some point that's from Peru or Croatia or, whatever. I
remember back in the day when I joined, Jimmy Maurer was like one of the best cards on the platform.
Yeah.
That's not 1 ETH. How high did he get? 0.82 for a rare. Oh, it's a noob. My new colleague. Bet he feels great about that one. Yeah. Lilypad said, sorry, stupid question, but do Sorare cover any of the Champions League or Europa qualifiers? Asking for a friend. Lilypad Gaming, no stupid questions here. That is particularly not a stupid question. The answer is kind of. Depends where the game is played and if Opta can score it. If Opta can score it, then yes. Usually we know ahead of time.
There was this thing that we learned last year, or maybe the year before, but Anderlecht were playing somebody and everyone thought it was going to get covered, but it was something like Anderlecht don't pay Opta for this level of, or I can't remember, but it was something kind of weird like that where Opta weren't actually charged with covering the game already, so it was like, it was something like that. I'm sure it was Anderlecht. The chat will probably catch it.
I think you're right. Because I remember they didn't cover the away fixture because they played in like a cow patch somewhere and everybody was like, oh, okay. But when they go back to Anderlecht, they'll cover it, and they didn't. And yeah, toys out the pram. So the answer is...
Love it.
That's all. Quinny, how do you feel about third place games?
It kind of depends for me. If it depends on who's involved. So in terms of how I feel about them in general. Now I know it's something that like most people think it's a bit of a non-game and all the rest of it, right? But I don't like Canada are going, like if Canada get third place in this, that's huge, like it really does mean something to them at that point. Now, if it's Brazil versus Argentina, probably none of them would care. The final would be obviously pretty special if neither of them were in it, So it kind of it's one of those ones where I think it's similar to when the Conference League first came out. Everyone was kind of poo-pooing it, like, oh, who cares about this and all that. But the teams that are involved in it, man, like if they get to the semi-final, the quarter-final, they feel pretty good about their season all of a sudden. So I do think that ultimately it's something that should be kept, I think, to give these types of opportunities. I remember, and again, I might be wrong, but the first World Cup I remember was France 98, and I'm fairly certain Croatia finished third in that. I might be wrong, right? But I remember Croatia doing really, really well. It might be because they finished third. I know Sweden have finished third, I think, before or something. So, but there's these wee countries that kind of get their shot. They don't always make it to the final, but if they can get something to show that they had like a proper tournament, where it didn't quite happen for them, but hey, they got on the podium, We
all love a podium here.
We all love a podium.
Yeah, so we have Colombia, Argentina is the final. I believe Argentina will be favored in that one. We don't have odds yet, but it's not going to be overwhelming. I assume the odds early have Uruguay as the favorite against Canada. I went to do the lineup projections today. And for anybody who's participating in the SorareData summer lineup projections, the third place game counts. And I was like, man, this one could really trip people up because, like you said, this is a big deal for Canada. I assume they go for it. I'm not even sure all of the Uruguay players are out of the stands yet. So who knows like what their situation is going to be.
I went and checked it. Mikey's confirmed it, but Croatia were third. Davor Suker got golden boot. Yeah, so like, yeah, I think that was Croatia's first World Cup, by the way, because it wasn't like Croatia's quite a young country, as it is, you know. So yeah, like I'm all about it. But you're quite right. Canada will be coming in this in somewhat cup final mode, you know, because they've done great. They'll feel quite unlucky, you know, coming up against Argentina in the semi. Like if they had another team, they might have fancied their chances to make it to the final. So yeah, I think they'll be coming in up for it. But like Uruguay do kind of fall in. They're not quite Brazil, Argentina, of course, but like for them, it might be a wee bit more of a inconvenience than a last hurrah for glory kind of thing, like it is for Canada. So motivation in the game is important.
Sorry, I don't know why I think of it this way, but I feel like the fact that Brazil are not in it, like Uruguay has already finished ahead of them. And if you can't make the final, you have this kind of like continental supremacy of Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia, obviously putting their name in. But like, as long as Brazil's not there, I feel like Uruguay can be like, it's all right. We don't need it.
Yeah, I could go with that for sure.
I don't know why this just popped in my head, but if you told me that Luka Modric played in that 1998 World Cup, I would believe you.
It's unimaginable, is it? But
like, no, part of me is like, I know 1998 is like much farther away than it feels, and that just happens when like you're old like me. But also, I'm like, he's kind of old, and I'm like starting to do the math, and I'm like, there's no chance. But also, little 12-year-old Luka Modric or whatever he was at the time. Anyway.
It could maybe be the squad, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Lamine Yamal style, you know, bring the kid with us.
The original Lamine Yamal was actually Luka Modric in Croatia in 1998. Anyway, no third place game in the Euros because I don't know why they got rid of it. But Spain, England, what do you got, Quinny?
This is going to, it's probably, I was speaking to, I do predictions on the channel now as well for this kind of stuff, and I've been speaking to people in like messages and threads and DMs and whatever, but like a lot of people expected if you wanted a good football final, it has to be Spain-Holland from the semi-finals that we got. But really, like, I don't think there could be a better final on the table than England-Spain from the semi-final perspective, you know, that we had. England, like, the way they've got through this, like, I was thinking about this after seeing them qualify, right? But Southgate, the real problem that's going on there, right, is Southgate would have probably got to the final with Austria or something like that, with the way he plays and the way he, like, he'll bring on Ollie Watkins to score a goal. He'll bring on Ivan Toney to take penalties. You know, he's been very good at using one guy. Ezri Konsa comes in for a game. You know, there's been a few kind of things like that. And I think the problem is with England, like with the level of player being so good that everyone kind of hopes and expects that they throttle teams, you know, and they really play a different way. But he's like just he's kind of developed into a good tournament manager in a way, you know. So I think a lot of people have underestimated, or not underestimated, they've been quite lucky, I suppose, with last minute goals and penalties and whatever. Not that that's luck, but I think coming into this final, like, it will be a wee bit of shackles off because it is now the final, you know, and now it's about the guys, you know, the starting 11. You've got to go and win it now, you know, like you're against Spain, and it's a final. It's totally different to a group game. It's totally different in terms of what they'll actually be given on the pitch to a quarter or a semi-final. So I think this is going to be an epic match. I really do. I think it'll be great. Like the semi-final, France and Spain was brilliant to watch. Like it kind of felt like that going into it. It was going to be a huge game. And I think this will be a huge final. It's hard to call who wins it, but
I had shared something on Twitter probably before. No, maybe it was after the group stage. Might not have even been. But what started as like a slight troll has actually become my opinion that like Southgate is perfect for this tournament and any international tournament. That I know everybody complains because England have very exciting players and the football itself is just super boring. But his job is not to produce exciting football. it's to win. And he has found kind of a way to get through each step. And that's like all you have to do in his job. And I realize everybody, or lots of people, English people, don't like him because they're like, look at the players we have. Let's play a little more attacking. And we saw it when they went down early against the Netherlands. Like that was the perfect outcome for England. Like you go down and now you have to attack. And they look so good when they do that. But like they've gotten to back-to-back finals of like major international tournaments. And everybody's like, this guy is terrible. And I'm like, this guy's giving you exactly what you want, like a chance to win the whole thing.
Yeah. Charlie makes a good point there about the last final against Italy. But I think the difference for this is lessons have been learned from the last one, number one. But number two, like England have got more Champions League winners in their squad now. Like since the last Euros, Foden's won a Champions League, Bellingham's won a Champions League. So they've got players in their ranks that can win finals and kind of know what that kind of situation is like, as well as any legacy players from that Italy final. You know, they'll have that, you know, they'll kind of know that feeling a little bit. So fair, it might be an extreme version of what we've seen already, but I've got a feeling, especially like when the first whistle goes, I know from experience, and I think anyone who watches football kind of gets a gist of it, but as soon as the first whistle goes, the manager can't do fuck all. Like, yeah. You know, like if guys don't want to run when he tells them to, then, or, you know, whatever, it's down to the players, you know, so it's not FIFA, you know, he's not sitting there with a controller making them pass back all the time, you know, so yeah. I think he'll be different this time for that way. But Spain, like for example, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see like Ollie Watkins or Tony in this game, but we've seen Anthony Gordon because he's not featured yet at all. And it might, you know, that's the way it feels like he's used the squad, where it's been like one person for this situation against this type of defence or this type of game state, whatever it might be. So I think England have got a good chance of maybe winning the game from the bench. Although Spain have done really well with using their bench. They've had so many players that are like, they're all like 7 or 8 out of 10. Yeah. And it's just like, get the fresh ones on, bring the tired ones off kind of thing. But Spain don't have a Bellingham, a Foden. Yeah, I know Rodri and Fabian Ruiz and all that have been great. And Lamine Yamal is the rising star of it, you know. So, you know, all eyes on him, of course. But so it's a funny one. Like if your blood doesn't show up, you don't feel that. I don't know. I maybe put myself in a corner here because Jamal's been fantastic, but I think you know what I'm saying. Like the whole England team has got a bit more like Kane up front and stuff, you know. So just a bit more like what Saka's been doing from the wide areas, like clear. Like these guys could just win a match. Whereas with Spain, it's like the style of play and then a wee bit of the can Yamal or Williams, you know, really rip a hole open to attack through.
It should be fun. Should be. The recipe is there for a very exciting match. That's all. Simple as that. Pick scores. Let's see what we got here. Messi. Matthias Oliveira in a third place game. I'm going to skip that one probably.
But then I would personally, in my mind, downgrade that to a double A.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
I'm with that. And then Harry trades his boy, Lucho. It's a bummer that Harry's not here for Lucho, top of the list. I'm just going to consider him the top.
They should just spell his name with 3 A's at the front, shouldn't they? Like, he's always triple A, you know?
Always. Let's see. Denny Bouanga, a mean bat. This guy has been incredible. He's basically been scoring like Hector Herrera.
Oh. And what's he been scoring like?
Herrera?
Yeah. Has he been sucking?
He was out for a bit. Let's see. Has he come back to bang? Actually, we can just look at the two of them.
I was going to say.
Here we go. We got Hector Herrera in orange here. So he's, maybe
close
just
enough.
Have both.
Yeah.
How about that? 0 time. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not them. Oh, here it is. 14% of the times, both 60. That's actually not even that many. Anyway. Cucho, Juan Brunetta against Atlas. Oof. Atlas still without their starting goalkeeper because he's playing in the Copa America final.
Nice.
You got your gold somewhere important this week?
Probably, yeah. Let me just have a peek. I think so.
St. Louis are riddled with injury. Injuries.
Oh, really?
So,
oh,
yeah.
Good.
Including possibly to Berkey, their goalkeeper.
Nice. I wasn't about that then. Bruno Nazario, he's become a bit of a hero recently as well. I see his name in the AAA list.
Yep. There's Yamal.
Yamal could have a good game. It depends what England do at left back again as well. That's a bit of a question mark. How
It does seem like the half and half has been working.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just like even if Shaw is fully fit, do you run him to start?
Against Yamal, I probably wouldn't take any risks. I'd probably play who's like definitely going to give you what you need, and then it's just a matter of quality, you know.
Yeah. Mike said Berkey has back spasms from picking the ball out of the net so often.
Ouch.
I'm with Charlie here. I don't think Shaw starts either. But he could be just halftime. Comes right on. There's Santi. Away to Chicago. It's not bad. Rusnak at Austin. He's been incredible lately. It's just a bunch of MLS guys. Welcome to the summer, as you said earlier.
I feel kind of sad whenever I see Santi now in lineup builder because he's not U23 anymore. So it's just like Gold and
just a guy now.
Yeah, it's just the same as them all. he's all grown up.
Little tear in your eye as he goes off into All-Star Rare or wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Toby, it's a good question. Where is MMD? He should be a quadruple A. There he is. B. All right, something must be broken here.
Win percentage 45. 3 goals scored 25. It's not great, is it? Oh yeah, he's cooking, but do you know, I don't remember buying many cards, but he's one of the few cards where I've got like a vivid memory of buying. Like
really?
Oh yeah, like 3 years ago, like a Ghent card or something, for like 40 quid, and being like, oh, what have I just done? You know, you remember those days?
I have never heard of this guy. Don't even know the team he plays for. And yes, take my money to.
Well, it was more I had heard of this guy a wee bit. So I used to have him in Football Manager when he was like even younger.
There it is.
And he was like he was a wee guy with like 20 dribbling and 18 free kicks and stuff. And I thought, I know that guy. I'm like, oh, he's actually really good. If he gets a game, Belgium, he could kill it. You know, never used it. Don't think I had it too long, but I can remember everything about buying it. I can remember where I was sitting, the weather, like everything.
Time to get back in.
Weird. A bit late for that, maybe, but
let's see if we can find it.
Oh, no chance.
Oh, and you sent it to Pavel.
Oh, did I?
I mean, card trades 120%. You can get it back.
SO5 rewards. Did I win anything with it? £13 I paid. Oh, I thought it was like 30.
It's crazy that back then 0.05 ETH was $13 even, not even pounds, probably 10 pounds.
No.
In fact, nobody won anything with it until the guy who has it now. What do you think you gave up? What you got from Pavel in this deal?
I've got a feeling this was like I gave him like 12 cards and he either gave me money or I got something quite good. But I think it would have been money.
Did he do money back then?
I think so, yeah. You could just sell him a bundle if you talk to him in Discord.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you were right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got a little Leon Bailey there. Oh, look at this. How did you send more than 10 cards?
So what was this? This was to get money for something just came on. I was like, I need to get Kalidosh. Was it maybe... It was January. It wouldn't be Celtic. I can't remember where it was, but something came on and I was like, shit, I need to go and buy a card or two.
I don't see... Like, I was looking at the fact that like the valuation back then and the valuation now, I don't know how this value is like that now, but I guess this is Jose Aja, which is no way going to sell for that.
Yeah, it definitely existed. Danilo was a fun card. I loved that Danilo. He was brilliant. It was before Jota went to Celtic. That's when Jota was in Spain. And Ruffier, it just became a director of football in Division 3 or something.
Who owns this Jota card?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, not me. Actually, I had to get rid of it when they did collections.
Oh, you got it back?
I got it back when he signed for Celtic. And then when they did collections, it's like, sorry to see you go.
Nice card. It's the first time I think I've ever pulled up a Pavel trade on stream and you won it.
Yeah.
Every time people are just like, oh.
Honestly, Pavel, see, whenever I used to DM Pavel on Discord, I used to just get this feeling through the internet that he was like, I know you're trying to fuck me. Like, I was always, it just felt like the tension in the room almost, a little bit. Especially when he sent money to you, he was buying cards from you direct, in that sense.
Mm-hmm. This was following up from before. Mike said Santi's like leaving your boy at first day of school.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Quinny?
I'm not too sure. I think it's just about getting the last couple of thresholds over the line before they are no more. And yeah, looking forward to pre-orders, and this game week should be good fun. Watching the finals will be great. Like Rivals has been brilliant, obviously, for that actual aspect of it. It's not really so much. I could make a cap 240 Spain team, but it would involve Ferran Torres and Oyarzabal coming off the bench. So I don't really want to put that into 240, and it's not really viable anywhere else. So I kind of played with that for a minute, but I think just be all eyes on the final. Really, SO5 for me will be a bit of an afterthought. But American teams and stuff, I wake up to a lot of this stuff.
As Queenie said, only a few thresholds left. Game week 501, I believe, is the last threshold game week, because they said 502 was the beginning. I don't think the announcement has come out today yet.
I'm just checking notifications.
So probably just waiting for Sorare Andrews to start in 2.5 hours, and then we'll talk about it. So thank you everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to this guy right here. And Quinny, thank you for coming on today and walking us through that game week. I'm going to search Luka Modric after this to find out how close he was to that 98 World Cup. Anyway, thank you for coming, and good luck this weekend.